In this tutorial we're going to look at video post in Autodesk 3ds Max. Video post is used to work with rendered images and animations to add effects and to combine them together. So you can use video post to create an animation from a series of stills or connect together a series of animation scenes into an animated sequence, or apply some special effects to your rendered image like the one we're going to look at today. What we're going to do is to make the light globe inside this lamppost glow. Now I've modelled the lamppost up here, and you'll need to model one for yourself. It can be the same as mine or one that suits you, it doesn't really matter. But to do this one I've used a box to model the top of the lamppost. I've used a spline and a lathe modifier to model the post itself, and the globe has been modelled from a sphere. I then applied a bitmap to the metal parts, just a rusty painted sort of a look, and I've applied a glass material to the light globe. So the end result renders up as follows, which looks reasonably effective and is certainly good enough for the purposes of this exercise. So what I'd like you to do is to model yourself a lamppost and then come back to the tutorial to see how to make the light globe inside the lamppost glow. Well, here we are, and hopefully you've got your lamppost modelled now, so let's move along and add the video post effect. So up on the top menu bar there you'll see rendering, select that, and then from that menu select video post. We're going to add a video post event to the rendering of this image. When the window pops up for video post, click on the icon to select an add scene event and ensure that the perspective window is the scene which is going to be rendered. Once that's done, you can click OK. Now we're going to add a video post filter event which is going to add the glow. So the icon for that is there. Click on that, and then out of the filter events, contrast is the one that's usually there by default. Click the down arrow and select Lens Effects Glow. Now we'll do a little bit of setting up here. There are hundreds of parameters that you can adjust to control your glow. So click on Setup, and I'll just do a couple of things here. First of all, note the object ID, which is 1. We need that because this effect is going to be applied to every object in the scene with an ID of 1. Under the filter section here, click on hue, because I'd like this to be, in my case, an old-fashioned lamp, so I want to give it a bit of a yellowish tinge. So click on hue and then perhaps select yellow, fade it out a bit and select that. And I'd also like it to be very bright, so click on bright just to give it some brightness. Then I'll look at preview, so click on the preview button and it'll give you an idea of what we're going to get when it's finished. Now you can play with the parameters and adjust it as you like. I'll just continue on now, and it's up to you really to have a little look at it later on. Click OK. Now if I'm wanting to save this to a bitmap file, I'll need to also add an output event. So click Image Output Event and then select Files, and then select a bitmap file, and I've already saved this a couple of times, so I'll just pick one of those. Actually no, I'll give it a new name. I'll call it New Lamp, and click Save, and then I'll just select the RGB colours and then OK. Now we just need to go back to our scene. You'll remember the object ID for this filter event is 1. So select the globe and right click on it, and in the pop-up menu there select Object Properties. And when that appears, you'll see in the middle of that window, or towards the bottom really, there's a thing called GBuffer Object ID. Now by default that will be 0. We want that to be 1. So change that setting to 1, and that will ensure that the glow is applied to this globe. Once we've done that, we can go back to our video post window and execute that series of events. Now the execute button is the little running man, and if you click there you'll find it'll want to render. So click render and it'll render the lamp and brighten it up for us. So that's how we add a video post glow event. Now I'd I'd like you probably to have a little play, try some different parameters and see what you can do with that.